Hey everyone, welcome back. We're here at another Cars and Coffee this weekend. Today we're out in Lisle, Illinois, checking out the Cold Brewed Cars and Coffee Community Group show. Tons of amazing stuff that showed up today. So we're gonna walk the lot and see what we find. Pretty cool lineup of Vipers out here today. Among the first and second gen cars. You can see some of the classic blue here matching between first and second gen, the GTS models. Although I really love these yellow GTS cars here, a pair of them. Excuse me, actually that's a GTS. This is an RT10, the earlier car. But this is just the classic Viper color scheme in my opinion. And you don't see them too often these days, so love to see that. And then we've got a newer final gen Viper here as well. Brand new M3 CS in the press spec or press color scheme here with the bright green and the bronze wheels. I don't know the names of the colors exactly, but that is quite an M3. Of course, the top spec of the M3 that you can get today in this current gen with the signature red accents across the exterior trim to denote the CS. Next to a standard M3 here. We've got some exotics over here, 458 Spider, SF90 Spider, and a huge line of Huracan STOs. In all the different colors you can imagine. I think this orange one here is probably my favorite. But there's a really nice sort of army green one down here. New Viper ACR with what appears to be the Extreme Aero package. Super aggressive car. Adjustable rear wing. Couple cool cars here. Boxer Spider, always a favorite. And the new Lotus Emira is here. This one's like a deep forest green, almost looks black in most lights. Red interior. And this of course has the V6 powertrain, not the AMG. Those aren't quite out or making their way out to customers yet, but the V6 one is here. And I gotta say, I'm still loving it just as much as when Lotus first revealed it. I think it's the perfect continuation of their lineage coming from the Evora. And man, I would love to own one of these someday. This is the first edition model, of course, given the deliveries are just now coming out to customers in North America. Just looks so much more exotic than the price point would suggest. Phenomenal car. And then we got a couple Lamborghinis here, Gallardo Spider, Huracan that has a wrap underneath this crazy graffiti artist interpretation. And then we have another 812 GTS. Really beautiful spec on this one. Love that almost like peanut butter leather interior on this brilliant shade of blue. What else do we have? We got what looks to be a Python Green 991 GT3, some BMWs, M4. We've got a row of R8s here. Got the second gen and the first gen, and this yellow one, this V10 Coupe, appears to be potentially a final model year car. They made some little styling tweaks to this at the end of the run here for the R8 supercar, and yeah, that's a really nice spec. The carbon on the exterior, bright yellow color. I always preferred the coupes over the Spiders for the R8, and I think I still like the first gen model better overall, but the final years that they tweaked for the R8, like this one, right before they released the GT model, I think also look properly aggressive, but still understated enough to be considered their nickname of like the thinking man's Lambo as an alternative to the Huracan. Love that. And a Gallardo Coupe and some more Porsches. We got another 991 GT3, looks like a .2. A couple of GT4 RS cars. And GT3 Touring. Looks like a paint to sample shade of purple of some sort. And it's got the carbon buckets in there as well. Let's go look at the interior real quick. Ooh, look at that, the purple plaid with the peanut butter leather. Wow, that is cool. Love that. Always love the more extroverted specs that people come up with on these. It's the GT4RS again, and then we've got a frozen shade of green on this DBS Volante, DBS Superleggera Volante. Now this is something I really love here. I love the E34 generation of the 5 Series, and this is a pristine example of the E34 M5. Fully original, low miles, one owner. Man, that is phenomenal. Would love to drive this. I've never had seat time in an E34 M5, but I'm starting to like these even more than the E39 M5s. Just looks so perfect. Love the understated wheels, the original wheel covers. Wow. Yeah, that just looks amazing. Next to some Ferraris here, F8, Spider, 360, Coupe, 430 Spider. This 360 is really nice. Love this blue color. And it's got the gated manual, of course, not the F1 Auto. The one that people more so love to see on the secondhand market. Got a nice lineup out here towards the front of the show. C7 Vet, 991 Targa, Lexus LC 500 Coupe. The best car Lexus makes right now, in my opinion. WRX STI. 992 GTS, 997 GT3 with a Gulf Racing paint scheme, 987 Cayman, Evora in a very classic colorway, and Lotus Racing livery, and Alfa Giulia GTA. Got an original Ford GT in black on some HRE wheels with a number of different modifications. Pretty much stealth build in terms of color. All the lenses are smoked. Even got a black badge. And we've got some more interesting cars here. 750S Spider from McLaren, the new Super Series car, replacing the 720 models. And we have the 750S Spider here, shown with the rear design influence from the 765 LT. Next to that, a G63 AMG in orange copper magno, factory color, basically like a burnt orange with a matte finish. Very, very cool color. This looks like a mantis green color almost on this McLaren 750. At least that was the name it had years ago in the 650S. And we've got a pair of the Viper trucks out here, the Ram SRT-10, a quad cab, and a single cab. With, of course, the Viper V10 in it. The quad cabs were autos, the single cabs had the manuals. One of my top, probably my favorite sport truck of all time. Always love seeing these. Love the look of, transmission aside, love the look of the single cab more than the double cab. That huge V10 just stuffed into a truck. Looks incredible. You can see it's even got Viper-powered badges all over. The only V10 cars here aren't just Huracans R8s and those Ram trucks, but also this Touareg V10 TDI. Always fun to see one of these. Don't know much about what it would take to maintain this car, but the idea of a V10 Volkswagen is just pretty overkill and hilarious in my opinion, but you get the diesel torque, so why not? And there is the V10 engine. And a nice Ferrari F12 just rolled in. I feel like almost overnight I've started seeing more of the 812s than the F12s, but I think I still like the styling of the F12 just a little bit more. I've always loved this aero treatment here that just goes right through almost this like flying buttress here in the front fender. You can see through it in the right lighting like that. That's super cool. There's the other one there. Love that design feature. Reminds me a little bit of the flying buttresses they had back here on the 599 before it. I just think the rear end design with the twin bubble taillights and the way it kind of comes down to a point there with the rain light, the F1 style rain light. In the classic Ferrari spec, of course, and your Ferrari wheels. Just such a great car. Looks like the same Bahama yellow 992 GT3 we saw at the other show, and then there's a nice 991 GT3 here with what I believe is a wrap. Purple though. People are loving the purple at this show today. What else do we have? Camaro, M240i, M3 C8 Vet, and there's that Python Green GT3 we saw earlier, another C8. Love this pair of cars right here. Aston Martin V8 Vantage S Roadster and a Ruby Star 718 Cayman GT4 RS with another pretty extroverted spec in there with some purple checkerboard pattern on the seats and yellow seat belts and yellow contrast stitching and badging on the outside. And I just love the first gen Vantage cars.